Welcome
Whoa.
back. Welcome back to the
Welcome.
bathroom. We've come before you today, and we're going to be talking about things that are happening. Today we have bathroom with us. He's quite glad to be here with us at this very moment.
I'm happy to be here, and today we have a good topic. I think I came across somebody recently,
Well, what type of,
and
what soap is this that we're doing bathroom?
the soap of the day today is actually the soap used. It's a soap that was made out of the penile of a young adult when they transitioned, and we'll get to that later. But that's a soap.
Oh, we have foreskin soap today. Okay. Continue.
Basically.
Bathroom has a story to tell us, guys.
So I came across somebody, a South African, a white South African, the good ones.
I don't know what you have to specify that they were white, but okay.
There are white South Africans and there are black South Africans.
There are South Africans, and then there are.
Oh, okay. You're right.
I'm kidding.
So, so I met a South African guy through a friend, and we were talking, and we decided to go on a date. No, I'm kidding. But we were talking, and he, the topic of Elon Musk came up because he's an African, I'm an African, and we all have that in common. So
the waist down.
He's an African from the waist up. And
ignoring the dick, though.
Yeah. Your legs are just black. No, but after I brought up Elon Musk, he said, "Oh, you know what's funny? My father went to high school with him in Pretoria." I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Did your dad ever tell you any stories about him?" Or he says, "Yeah, all the time." And I said, "Let's hear some." And he said something when he was in school. He was super autistic. Like, kids would bully him, and he would just kind of be like super alone all the time. But his family was rich because he went to a private school, so he kind of had nobody to talk to. Yeah, slave labor, emerald mines. But yeah, he was basically a loner. And one day, he said Elon tried to like get revenge on the guys who were picking on him. But the way he went about it is he tried to do this like plan where he would ignite a firecracker on underneath the tables where they were sitting at for lunch. So when they were going to sit, he was going to go light a firecracker. But when he was looking into his bag, there were no firecrackers. And he said that some of the kids who had bullied him found the firecrackers and they kind of figured out what he was planning to do with them. And so what they did is
Elon Musk was a school shooter. No one was surprised.
No one always kind of. And then the bullies, you know what they did after school? They literally grabbed him and put the firecrackers like in his pants.
Okay, that's a little different.
And I was like, no way this actually happened. And he said, yes. He said, this is literally what my dad told me. And he said he was just kind of like an autistic kid. And I was wondering, maybe this is what shaped him to be the type of guy we know today, this bullying. Maybe those guys shouldn't have done something. Maybe my friend's dad should have, stepped in and saved humanity, altered the timeline.
No. His dad should have stepped in and doomed humanity, but at the very least, it would have been funny while it happened.
What do you mean doomed humanity?
Elon Musk will save humanity. He's just not going to do it in a way that we want, or in a way that humanity is going to want to survive in.
Really? So you actually are one of those Elon Musk believers. You believe in his mission of saving humanity. I didn't know that. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about him also as a man, because he's a guy who kind of intrigues me a lot. Just sort of the brazen way he comes off, and he seems so duplicitous, in the way he conducts business. And it's so open, it's so out there. He posts everything on Twitter. It's so clear he's a grifter. If you've ever been on Twitter before and you look at his post, what he's saying.
The bullied kid that everyone cares about what he says now.
Yeah. And
when they said bring bullying back, they have to bring it back because Elon took all of it.
Yeah, and I
Elon
think
hoards wealth and bullying, our most precious commodities in this day and age.
exactly. So, do you think we should bring bullying back? Just sum it up in a few words,
I mean, we
if you
should bring it
can.
back, but we should definitely just like prevent whatever creates school shooters. I think the best way to do is, I don't think it's
Mm,
bullying. I think it's like the social isolationism, and then it drives people into these chat rooms where they start becoming radicalized. They start believing in, because young minds are
mm,
kind of flexible and they don't quite have the right a firm grasp on either
right,
morality or consequences for their actions or what it means for someone to die. That so many people get
right,
rippled outward. Like they just don't understand it because when you get older, you start to realize, like, dang, people have other lives, or that every single person I pass has a rich, intricate life and an infinite amount of thoughts, memories, and emotions. Like they don't really think about that
right,
until later on. So I think
right.
I think we do have bullying, but it's online. I think we need to bring back like bullying that it involved like in-person bullying where it forces you to interact with people.
Maybe build a connection, kind of like a
Yeah,
friendly
and
bullying
then
almost.
also like I think the reason we bring back bullying is because bullying is so like, hey, don't be a bully, that other people will like gang up to like say, hey, stop that. They'll like help create communities. So here's the problem. The problem is that the
Yeah,
bullying that's happening is the type of bullying by strangers you don't know. You gotta be bullied by people who do know you, that you can face them on a daily basis. Actually, wait, that's not true. Actually, I might be talking to my ass. That might not be right. Hold on. I think we need to bring back bullying, yes, because I think bullying will cause people to make more friends. Um, it'll
it's
force you to
kind of like
engage with
going to
your
bar.
community, and then it'll cause that people to see that people are going against them for their benefit, and then when the bullying
Mm,
happens, wait. Okay, so it's 50-50. We got furries because of lack of bullying, and then we have school shooters because of too much bullying. We
there
can
has to be a
group
middle
these
ground.
two together. So the school shooters start bullying the furries, and then they stop being furries. So what the problem
Well,
is
then,
we're having regular people bullying people who are like on the fringe. When really we should be having people on the fringe bullying other people on the fringe.
that's a
It's
good
kind of the
idea.
wrong bullying. Right
Yeah.
now, we're not saying bring bullying back. We're saying make bullying great again.
You're becoming the Trump of bullying.
I am becoming the Trump of the new age. Trump, he's old. He's had a few too many assassination attempts. There's going to be a few more coming down his way. We need to start building the next Trump. And I have
Oh
the
shit!
face. I am tragic. And like my namesake, the United States will follow. And that is why I'm
That'll
running
be a
for president
tragedy.
in 2030.
Oh, you have my vote, dude. You really have my vote. And
Wait, 2020,
actually, I like the
when the next, oh wait, 2028, next election. I'm like 37.
career, bro. Damn.
Anyway, go back
Would
to
you
what we
run?
were talking about. What we were talking about? I got completely sidetracked.
Well, we were going to talk about Elon Musk, but the topic of bullying isn't too bad either. But
We can
yeah, I
we
mean, I
can
was
talk
talking
about
about
that.
Elon.
But do you have anything else to say about Elon Musk?
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of like a very strange figure. I mean, in a weird way, I feel like the fact that he's the richest man on Earth has been overshadowed by his antics, which is kind of weird. I remember when Bill Gates' name was synonymous with being. Remember when he was the richest man on Earth? I remember when his name was synonymous with being top number one in wealth. But now that he's been eclipsed, I think it's the absurdity of the amount of wealth he has that's just kind of almost been tired. Like it's kind of tiring for a lot of people. It's like, okay, we get it, you're rich, but what are you doing right now as a person? And he's just a kind of this super autistic guy who has a trans daughter. A lot of people forget about that. He, ousted. He, what's the word? He,
Well,
not kicked
here's
her
my
out.
theory on
Disowned
that.
her.
Here's my theory on that, which is
Sorry,
he
disowned him.
personally probably didn't care too much, but because of the crowd he's running with, he's a little bit of an autist. So people were like telling him that he shouldn't be okay with this. So he started not being okay with it. I think he actually was. Because like, didn't he pay for the surgery?
Did he? I'm actually not so sure about that.
I know. I could have sworn that he did pay for the surgery, and this person was living as trans for a while, and then he like ostracized them and said, "Oh, I lost my son." And I think people are like thinking that he's also not the most clear with how he thinks and stuff, because like, you know, when he talks about saving humanity and stuff, like this man's watched so much anime, and he's like, oh my god, I could be anime now.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Like he has, but
He just
also
he lives in a fantasy world where he had the ability to make it reality. The problem is he's not taking anyone else's input into account. Like, see, forget. Sometimes people actually like it a little worse. Sometimes people like taking drugs. Sometimes people like a little bit
yeah,
of pain. You know, like Elon
yeah,
Musk
yeah,
looks like he's the opposite of a BDSM. He's like, please give me more vanilla. Vanilla baby.
yeah, exactly.
Whatever Jack said. Anyway, but then
Um,
what were we talking about right now?
but he did date Grimes, so
Well, that's different. He's rich.
yeah.
He also
True,
he's weird.
true.
Like Grimes is kind of weird. So I think she was kind of I think she was actually legitimately a little into him because he was weird.
Oh boy, yeah, he's a weird guy. Also, he's shaped like a fucking suitcase. If you've ever seen his body plan.
Yeah. Wait, what were we just talking about before we got to the?
About what? His wealth?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
The fact that he's so wealthy. I think
yeah.
I think it eclipsed it for one specific reason, which is he's just so weird, and he had a platform, and when he started becoming wealthy, he started getting more attention, and then he was like feeling more free to express himself. Before, remember,
Yeah.
like my stuttering from the beginning, he was kind of awkward. He kind of just did his own thing. But now that you gave him a microphone, he said, "Ah!"
Yeah, yeah,
George
exactly.
McJungle screamed into it. So yeah, on his thing with Joe Rogan, he said he lost his son. I think he literally meant that he lost his son because like he actually did lose a son.
True, true.
He
He did.
lost a son
Yes.
and gained a daughter because like that person, and I think him saying he lost his son is kind of
Uh,
like validating to the. Oh God, I sound like I'm like defending him, but it is kind of validating. He's like, yeah, you're not a son anymore, you're a daughter.
exactly. No, no, no. Exactly, exactly.
But I
He
think,
did lose a son, but he did disown him slash her. So
and I
they're
think
kind of in a
before,
sort
okay,
of odd
I think it was
position.
before that. I think he was talking about how he felt before, like, oh, I did lose a son, but it's like kind of how he felt, like, oh, I lost a son, like they're not a son anymore, and like he was trying to like, oh, I'm not, like a little bit of an autist way of like, oh, I lost a son, they're not a son anymore, like it's kind of like more like that than a, oh my god,
Yeah.
my child, my baby, and then I think he disowned them because he like some people were like convinced him it's wrong. And also, it's like, oh well, you know, you, I lost a son because of you, and you're not my son anymore. So, are you really my child? And he like got like really weird about it. I don't know. I'm just another
Mm,
alternate viewpoint. I know that people who are autistic can have like children and not feel that way, but I think Elon Musk is so weird and so detached from reality, and then with the amount of people whispering in his ears and the type of community he's kind of come across, I think it's like that. And also, don't forget, people might just be making fun of him because of it. And don't forget, he's the richest man. He's like, oh, I don't have to get bullied again. And he starts getting bullied because his son is trans, his
I
daughter is trans,
mean,
and then he's like, no, you know what? No, I disown you. I refuse to go back to this. Like it couldn't even be. It could even be not even about the trans. It could just be about him getting bullied again.
that would make sense. I mean, literally, what this guy told me, what his dad saw and what his dad went through with him, it's like, yeah, this really makes a lot of sense. Like, it really opened up a window for me because it was ruthless. It was ruthless. His mom said that her son was, or Elon Musk's mom said that he was always like emotionally stunted and stuff like that. So it's like we let an emotionally stunted autistic guy, which there's nothing wrong with being all this stuff, but we let an emotionally stunted autistic guy be the richest man in the world. And not only that, we also let him be closest to the US president.
Yeah,
Doesn't that pose a danger in your opinion?
I mean, it is a
Like,
danger. It's like
as well.
you have two. They say that you are the person, the sum of the 10 people you spend the most time with, and throwing Elon into the Musk will into the Musk. I meant to say mix. Throwing Elon into
Totally run into the mosque.
I meant Musk.
Yeah.
I said his name by accident. Throwing Elon into the mix kind of, I feel like it's going to make the presidency even more unstable, and then giving him power, it's just kind of like perpetuating the power downwards. It's like we are
Mhm.
already a brain rot like generation. Now imagine if we have brain rot as the president.
Yeah, literally. I mean, hey, the president is supposed to reflect the people's will, so maybe this isn't necessarily a bad
Yeah, but I
thing.
think it also
Um,
bolsters people to. I think it's also self fulfilling prophecy, where the president bolsters people to be a certain way, even if they weren't normally that way. They understand it's socially not allowed. But by the president being a certain way, they're like, oh, well, god damn it, I also hate them Chinese.
Oh,
Did not mean to say that. Okay.
whoa. Make sure we edit that part out.
I probably should edit that part out, yeah. But as a
Well, we all let one fly. We all let one fly. A couple, it's human
that was an
nature.
accident. I was trying to think of what a racist person would say without actually being racist, and somehow I managed to still make it racist. It's okay.
Do you think
I'm Asian?
True. That's
I'm not
true.
Chinese, but I'm
But do
Asian.
you think? Yeah, you are Asian.
Yeah. Yeah, Russia's in Asia, right?
Yes, it is in Asia. Of course.
Good.
It's
Soviet.
It's fucking Russian, Soviet Russian shit.
But anyway,
So,
I think that the president does allow people to be a certain way, and it kind of like says,
I mean,
you have permission to be this way.
if there was only a way to take Elon Musk's mentality and like make him be like a giga altruist where his like mentality which coincides with like, okay, I have to get this done or I'll be bullied, so he like works extra hard and it's like altruism, he does this for
No,
the
that
good of
already
humanity.
happened. The problem is, he's still weird.
So you think let me ask
we
you,
had that before. It's called Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried, how is that guy an altruist? Didn't he steal like a ton of money?
Yeah, he did, but I truly believe that he cared and thought he was doing a good thing, and he just did everything the weirdest fucking way possible. And he thought
That's a podcast. That's a podcast episode for another day because I don't know about that.
I
You're
read
gonna have
Michael
to give me the
Lewis in
podcast.
his interview, and then everyone was slamming Michael Lewis about saying like, "Oh, like he stole all this money," and you're like putting it up. He's like, "Listen, this was a weird situation. This kid shouldn't have money. The money 100% kind of got taken, but like he thought he was doing it right in his eyes because he doesn't care about the world. He doesn't care about laws. These are not good things, but at the same time, he wasn't like some stupid megalomaniac. He was just actually some fucking kid who just actually managed to steal people's money. But he wasn't like a
He just managed.
he wasn't like he wasn't a criminal, but he was a thief. If you can understand that distinction.
But was his intention to steal people's
It's kind of
money?
like how Theranos works. Like Theranos wasn't meant to be a scam. It just didn't work, so then they started scamming them. And to be fair, actually, I'll say it in that podcast, but I'll repeat it here too. In Silicon Valley, a lot of it is actually just kind of bullshitting and saying like, "Oh, we'll have that." They're like doing little tricks, and then eventually it works, and then that's how they get through. Theranos, it just never worked.
So it just kind of fake it until you make it. Is that what you're saying? Silicon Valley is?
Yeah, it kind of is like that. Like they have. It's up to people to figure out, like, suss it out. But people who are very charismatic, or people who have money but not good social skills, or people who just really want to believe, it's just that happens. Anyway,
just call them Chinese, bro. Just call them Chinese.
No, it's actually not Chinese. They're better at sussing stuff like that out.
We're gonna have to talk about the Chinese.
Let's call them white folk.
Them white folk. You really think them white folk work in Silicon Valley?
You think them white
folk?
Who do you think when you hear people got scammed, who do you keep saying? Them white people. Because their social skills depend on everyone else being better than they are in terms of ethics, so that they can actually be fucking them over. But when they're actually worse than them in ethics, but they're also smarter, that's the problem right there. Why am I using Ruckus' voice for this? I feel like you're saying the opposite.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should be using like some fucking southerner voice.
I feel like I should be using actually like who's the most white-hating voice I can think of?
The guy who hates white people.
Yeah, I can't even think of an accent for that. But
Obama's.
oh, my fellow Americans. Yeah, no, I don't think he hates white people.
I think he loves white people more than he likes black people, but this is a story for another time.
Whoa. You have some allegations, don't you?
I do have some allegations on that, man.
But how can he like white people more? I heard when he was waiting for the election, he was playing basketball. Like, he got to be black. You know what I'm wondering? Was he actually playing basketball? Like, that kind of seems slightly racist, actually. Like, was he actually playing basketball waiting for the election, or was like, or did he like, oh, I gotta show people that I'm still of the people. Basketball time. Like, he pulled out he pulled out the emergency basketball that he like keeps for when he has to look like he's still a regular American.
You're saying he carries an emergency basketball with him at all times, just in case.
Just has an emergency basketball. He's like, it just says proof I'm not white on the case.
Yeah, you know what? I think him campaigning in like inner cities, playing basketball and like eating fried chicken and shit. I think that's racist.
I think it is actually
Really?
racist because he grew up in Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly.
So
He
like
grew up in Hawaii.
even if he's black, which he is black, he's like 100% black. And I'm
Well,
not,
no,
and
actually,
I'm not gonna say him not doing things don't make him black. I'm just saying him doing those things isn't actually like showing he's more black because he's Hawaiian. Hawaiian people,
yeah.
to be fair, Hawaiian people also love fried chicken and basketball. So now that I think about it, he's not showing he's black. He's showing us that he's Hawaiian.
I never said I was black. I always just said I was Hawaiian.
I am.
Like, that's like...
I am from born in Kenya. Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course. That was huge. Everyone really believed
born
that.
in Russia, so I don't know what the big deal.
Is that the new conspiracy theory? Is that what people are saying?
I know, but I'm gonna find a way to perpetuate it online.
Yeah, you probably should. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, you know, it says like he was born in like Jamaica, Queens. But everyone was like, "Bro, he was born in Jamaica." I don't know if you knew that, but no, Trump. Look, search up where Donald Trump was born. It says Jamaica.
That's not too crazy.
No, he was born in Jamaica, not Queens. Wait, he's black. Trump is black.
Trump is the first actual black president.
Yeah, exactly. We got a brother.
He hates minorities. He keeps talking about China. He was born in Jamaica. He talks about grabbing him by the he's not afraid of saying, "Damn, he's actually black."
Yeah, exactly.
He survived.
He
survived a bunch of shooting attempts. Damn, Trump's our first actual black president. He's albino. We never saw this the whole time. Anyway, guys, just remember, Trump is black.
And make sure to wash your ass.
Do you have more to say about Elon? Since we got off topic like 8 times, I don't even know what I'm going to call this episode.
Felonious Musk decides to steal the U.S. election. Just call it that.
Felonious Musk.
Felonious.
Okay, yeah. Anyway.
But last thing I want to say is on Elon. Listen, man, you're probably never going to see this or watch this, but just know I talked to somebody whose dad knew you personally. And because, the dad talked to Elon before they met before. But look, Elon, you don't have to be scared of being bullied again. Life goes on. We know how it was. Everyone has gone through things that shape us to be who we are today. But don't let that define you, my man. You can be a better person. You don't have to,
or you can be
fucking support.
Deserve all that bullying that happened to
you. Yeah, exactly. So listen to me, my friend. Just stop supporting far-right politicians all over the world and just do something with your money. Like, I don't know, DC, New York, 25 minutes like you fucking promised, like, for over 10 years. And,
if you don't like this podcast, you think we're being mean to you, just give us a sum of money and we'll take it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
you know he tried to do that before.
I mean, I'd accept it. Like, I don't, Elon, if you're that upset about what I said, I can be bought. My integrity is 0. So that is why I'm running for president in 2020.
Yeah, mine too, honestly. So remember, guys, make sure to wash your hands, flush. This has been In the Bathroom.
What, no wiping?
Tragic Moment. No wiping today.
Hey, remember,
we don't have the money.
Remember, wash your hands. Do not wipe. Anyway, yeah.
Wash your hands. Peace.
Peace.
Here's what